Good morning, everyone. Today's video is going to be about information technology at Southeast Community College. We have a friend here with us today, Al Bruncal, who is our Information Services Manager. Welcome, Al.
Welcome.
So Al's going to talk to us a little bit about the role of IT in this unique circumstance we find ourselves in. I think we're very fortunate to have such a strong technology infrastructure and to have so many talented experts in technology. So I'll let you take it away, Al.
Well, the COVID-19 crisis or pandemic has definitely been an eye-opener for all of us in IT. We had the right tools in place to get us started down that path. Initially, I think it was like March 5th when we first got the incident response team together, and we started identifying some of the things that we might need to do if this turned into a pandemic, which it did. And so we got together and started planning what we needed to do to get people set up for phone access, computer access, teachers to be able to get into their network information remotely, employees to work off-site. And we had all the right tools, and we just needed to scale them up to the level needed to support everybody.
Al, what were some of those tools that we had already in place that we needed to scale
up? We had got a Palo Alto firewall here a couple of years back, which does support our VPN access that we've really never had to use to this scale. So we were ready for that. We just had to configure that and get the employees set up to use it. We have other software out there that manages all of our desktops. So we didn't really have to go out and physically touch all the computers around the college. Our technicians were able to push that software out to the devices as needed, which was really all automated based on the data within the system. So we can identify employees versus students versus faculty, and able to use that data to determine what needs to be done to what computers. And we also last year upgraded our automatic call distribution, which is things like calling the help desk, calling registration, calling financial aid. All those main numbers were upgraded to the MyTel phone system. So we were able to move all those numbers, all those pools off-site and be able to operate college as normal.
And I believe we have other products like Kaltura and Zoom that have really been instrumental in the actual creation of the virtual environment.
Yeah, not everybody was on Zoom at the time, but we had the licensing to support people. A lot of people never had the need to use it until this happened. So yes, getting people configured on that, getting set up with the license and training them how to use that was fairly huge in itself.
Al, one of the things that I've talked about in some of these videos and webinars is how important it has been over the last several years to upgrade our overall infrastructure and technology, including redundant fiber, redundant data server rooms. Do you want to talk about that a little bit, and maybe some of the things you observed that might indicate that maybe we have some additional investment to be doing with the infrastructure?
Sure. Yeah. 3 years ago, we built a redundant data center, or actually moved our main data center to the Lincoln campus at 8800 and we turned our then primary data center that was on the Milford campus into our backup or a secondary. And each one of the campuses do have multiple connections, or at least two connections to our main network, and then we have multiple connections to the internet, so that if one does go down, we'd have a failover. And that has served us really well since that has been put into place. I think about the time you came on board, you noticed that we had drops in our network and performance issues. And since we've done that, we've really benefited from the additions of that. Much more stable, much more robust.
It was one of our main, one of our really important goals was related to investment in our infrastructure, including technology. So that the board was very supportive once we explained to them that, you know, we have some risk here and we have a goal that's specifically targeting investment in our infrastructure, including technology. Is there anything about this particular situation? I think from an IT perspective, you'll agree with me, Al, that we've got some very talented folks, including yourself. And I think that is also important. Remember, it's not just investing in physical hardware or network equipment. It's also very important to invest in expertise. You want to speak a little about the job your folks have done?
Yeah, we are very fortunate. We have some really bright people on the networking side that have worked on getting people that remote access. We have people working the help desk that answer calls and help people out on a fairly quick basis. We have other technicians that are out there configuring computers and getting people up to speed on getting their laptops configured and their software configured and the training as needed. Everybody's really pitched in and worked hard to get this whole transition accomplished.
And I want to thank you, and I want to thank all the IT people and Ed Coster, who's over that as the vice president. You guys have all done an incredible job. We certainly appreciate you, and sometimes it may feel like you guys are just behind the scenes, but you're not. When this sort of thing happens, everybody talks about IT, so it's really wonderful. Now, on a personal note, my understanding is you're quite the musician and actor. Do you want to tell us about that?
I don't know how much of an actor I am, but I, I do have participated in the SCC Madrigal productions.
I know I witnessed one. It was the first magical that I've ever seen coming from Texas. And
yeah, I think we've done that for 3 years now.
Your performance was brilliant in that, Al.
Well, I don't know.
Well,
I'm glad you saw it that way.
It was good. It was really funny. Anything else you want to say to the college about whatever, IT and kind of the position? I feel really good about where we're at from an information technology perspective.
I feel good where we're at as well. And, you know, it's you know, colleges, we're still moving on. This is given us a lot to work on, but we're still working on other areas of the college with all the different building projects going on and the technology going into those new buildings. When those come online with some of the new AV ways of sharing data around a classroom, that's going to be really, really nice to have. That's going to step us up in technology. So that trying to keep those in line, plus we're working on other projects like bringing students into the college, a new enrollment process, which is given us an opportunity to do some programming changes to make it a lot more automated. And we're always trying to use the data within the system to drive everything that's going on, just like our card access system that we've done door security, and as students get enrolled or as employees go on board, that information that's within the system then drives that access to what everybody needs based on their role.
Yeah, and I think one of the really important aspects of what you do and of IT at SCC is our commitment to our data systems, Lucian, as well as our data warehouse. The
Yep.
warehouse that we have for institutional research has been invaluable in creating dashboards that we can make daily decisions, long-term decisions. We've got some fabulous IR folks that work, right with in step with IT, and I think that's fantastic. We have a dedicated database administrator in Sarah Pegram that supports that area. And that was a really important part of what I wanted to do here at SCC pretty quickly, was establish some nice data infrastructure to help us with decision making. That was very high priority. Well, probably need to wrap this up. Al, any last minute thing you want to say?
Not right offhand. I think everybody in IT has met this as a challenge, and everybody's just extremely glad to see all the cooperation between the different teams, like you said, IR and student services and the virtual learning team. Everybody's working together to really benefit everybody. So it's really a good experience.
Well, thank you so much, Al, for spending a little time with us. Have a great rest of your day, and
All right.
everyone else have a wonderful morning and afternoon.
All right.
Take care, Al.
Thank you very much. Bye.